This is the moment Abuja has been dreading, and Washington has finally pulled the trigger. If you are watching this, you need to pay close attention, because what happened today, Thursday, November 20th, 2025, inside the halls of the United States Congress is not just a meeting. It is a diplomatic earthquake that could change the relationship between Nigeria and the United States forever. The headline you saw is 100% accurate. A public hearing was held, and the details are heavy. We are broadcasting this special report to break down the US House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee hearing that took place today. The title of the hearing alone should send shivers down the spine of any Nigerian official. President Trump's redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC. A serious, well-founded wake-up call. Let's get straight to the point. For months, we have heard whispers that the new administration in the US was not going to play nice with the security situation in Nigeria. Today, Congressman Chris Smith, a man who has been like a pit bull on the issue of religious freedom, chaired this hearing. He did not mince words. The United States has officially moved to label Nigeria a country of particular concern. Now, what does this mean for you and me? In simple English, being on this list is bad news. It groups Nigeria with countries like North Korea, Iran, and China regarding religious freedom violations. It means the US government believes the Nigerian government is either engaging in or tolerating systematic, ongoing, and egregious violations of religious freedom. The consequences? It opens the door for economic sanctions. It could mean cuts in foreign aid. It could mean visa bans for specific Nigerian officials who are seen as complicit. It is effectively a vote of no confidence in the Nigerian government's ability to protect its own citizens. The room in Washington was packed. We saw key witnesses take the stand, and their testimonies were damaging. Bishop Wilfred Anagbe of the Makurdi Diocese was there. He has been a consistent voice crying out about the killings in Benue State. He told the US Congress that what is happening in the Middle Belt is not just a clash between farmers and herders. He called it targeted persecution. He spoke of thousands of lives lost and communities wiped out while security agencies looked the other way. Another witness, Nina Shea from the Center for Religious Freedom, presented staggering numbers. Reports were cited stating that in 2025 alone, over 7,000 Christians have been killed for their faith in Nigeria. These numbers are what pushed the Trump administration to act. They are arguing that the Nigerian government's failure to prosecute the killers, whether they are Boko Haram, ISWAP, or armed bandits, makes the government complicit. But here is the drama behind the scenes that makes this story even more interesting. Just yesterday, Wednesday, November 19th, a high-powered delegation from Nigeria was frantically meeting with the US lawmakers to try and soften the blow. Nigeria's National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, led a team that included the Inspector General of Police and other top officials to meet with Congressman Riley Moore. They were there to plead Nigeria's case to say, "We are trying. Give us time." However, the readout from that meeting was brutal. Congressman Moore reportedly told them point blank that the US will not tolerate continued violence. He said the US stands ready to help, but they need to see tangible steps, not just promises. It was a frank, honest, and tough conversation. The Nigerian delegation was essentially told that the era of looking the other way is over. If you are enjoying this breakdown and you want to keep getting the real gist of what is happening in our international relations without the confusion, please take a second to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring you these updates as they break. This hearing also touched on the issue of blasphemy laws. The case of Yahaya Sharif Aminu, a musician sentenced to death for a song, was brought up as a prime example of why Nigeria's legal system is failing to protect basic human rights. The US lawmakers are asking, how can a democracy sentence a man to death for singing a song? So, the full briefing is this. The US Congress is now formally backing the designation of Nigeria as a CPC. This is a wake-up call to Aso Rock. It means that the excuses of terrain is difficult or we are doing our best are no longer being accepted in Washington. The Trump administration has drawn a red line. This brings us to a very important related talk. We need to ask ourselves a hard question. Is this US interference, or is it a necessary intervention? Some people will say the US should mind their own business and that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. They will argue that the US has its own problems. But others will say that our government has failed to protect us for too long, and maybe, just maybe, the threat of sanctions is the only thing that will force them to sit up and actually secure the lives of the common man in Plateau, in Benue, in Kaduna, and in Zamfara. Think about it. If our internal pressure hasn't worked, will external pressure work? The economy is already fragile. Can we afford US sanctions? This is a high-stakes diplomatic game, and the innocent people in the villages are the ones whose lives depend on the outcome. We also have to look at the timing. This is happening late in 2025. The Nigerian government is under pressure on all fronts: economic reforms, insecurity, and now diplomatic isolation. The presence of Bishop Anagbe in Washington speaks volumes. It shows that civil society and religious leaders have lost faith in getting justice at home and are taking their case directly to the international community. As we wrap up, the ball is now in the court of the Nigerian government. Will they fight this designation and accuse the US of bullying, or will they finally take the drastic steps needed to end the killings and prosecute the perpetrators? The witnesses at the hearing today were clear. Delay is denial and a death sentence to many. We will be tracking the official response from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the presidency. But for now, know this: Washington is watching Nigeria closer than ever before, and the patience has run out. What do you think? Is the US right to label Nigeria a country of particular concern? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.